Alright, I think I'm up and rolling. Wow, hello, future me, and probably just future me. Um, hi, I've got a different setup today. I've been doing some OBS experimentation, and I'm gonna be real. It doesn't look amazing, but it does look better than nothing. So, I was pretty excited about that. Yeah, just wanted to get that out of the way. We've done a little bit of experimentation. I don't know how to save OBS settings yet, so I might have ruined the Silksong one that I'll have to redo. Also, I have my camera on this time. I figured that'd be a little fun. And also, I wanted to break up the DS screens for what we're doing today. I couldn't find a good way to organize it. And so I did feel like a person window was helpful. And I don't know. I figure not many people are going to look at this, so I don't mind having my camera up. But yeah, Uh, today in front of me, as you can probably see, I have Welcome to Pokemon Renegade Platinum. We're gonna do a little bit of Nuzlocke today, probably only about 30 minutes. Just like to kind of get into the middle of the game here and I don't know, catch our first Pokemon or two, and that'll probably be about it. In fact, a lot of this might just be looking through documentation. Um, I guess I probably will go over what a Nuzlocke is eventually, but uh, realistically, I don't think I need to explain that quite at this moment. I think instead I'll just say I am basically new to Nuzlocke. I've played through most of the mainline Pokemon games, but I have not been. I've tried to be a Pokemon ROM hack enjoyer, and I have always failed. And I think one of the reasons that's the case for me is that I don't like grinding, and I don't like the fact that baseline Pokemon is just you kind of throw your team at the wall until it works. And Nuzlocking is, it's scary. So I don't want to Nuzlocke like casually, right? Because I have a hard time towing the line between playing super serious and playing kind of lackadaisically. So I was watching a couple of people playing a new game that came out a couple days ago, Pokemon Type Null, and that game looks so fun. I'm sure that like when you cut down how much people are looking at the calculator, it looks a lot more fun than it actually is staring at the calculator for hours on end. Um, but I don't know. I wanted to give it a try. I wanted to give kind of doing some number crunching and damage calculations and doing like a very strict, I guess like strict planning Pokemon game. I wanted to give that a shot. So I thought about doing some type null or some like run and bun, knowing that I would fail, but like seeing like, oh, can I get to the first gym leader? Um, and they have really good documentation. They have really good like dedicated calculators, and so I was really excited about doing that. But I'll be honest, I kind of chickened out. I know it's gonna be really tough, but I was like, there's gotta be a middle ground, like a game that is easier but has all these like fancy new things that I'm looking for. So we're here playing Renegade Platinum. Probably still going to be too difficult for me. A goal of shooting for the first gym, or as I've kind of put right now, shooting for the first level cap is probably even still ambitious. But I think so long as I get some fun out of it, that's what counts. Notably, the trainers are not as documented from what I could tell. You have, instead of individual fights being like fully planned out, you just have Pokemon for all the trainers, and then you have the like bosses have all their documentation set up. So we're gonna do some blanket calcing for the non-boss fights and then calc for the boss fights. And then I have documentation made by, oh shoot, I actually don't know who it is made by. And that's a problem because they are an amazing person. No, I've got to credit this person before I show this on screen or I'll feel bad. Let's see. Got this from a Reddit thread, and the Reddit thread is from a user, Guist, I think. Um, a 5 instead of an S. But they made here. I'll go ahead and show it because I also set up some ways for you to see my Opera tab here. Um, this is like a big documentation compilation. There's some documentation that came with the game, but it was admittedly a little hard to read. And I mean, this looks to me just incredible. Um, I guess I am realizing I don't know how much I'm like supposed to or allowed to use it. Uh, Maybe let's not put it up there right now. But we do have. I'll sorry if I'm not. I can take this down if that helps. It's not like I'm doing this for a career or anything. But we do have the damage calculator up. I'm sure I'm allowed to show this. And so yeah, we're gonna do some damage calculating. I don't really know how to use this yet. I've seen it used some. I'll need to figure out where my save file is to import it. But all there's bridges we can cross when we come to them. And yeah, I think my goal for today really is just to kind of have fun, use some of these tools some. Um, I really should not be using this. Like, I'm realizing now I should have reached out about this spreadsheet uh, because even though I think it's perfectly fine to use online, it's probably not very chill to just use other people's stuff without their permission. Um, I was going to use it to kind of show which encounter sets we were going to roll, and now I kind of don't want to do that. So, um, we might just, I don't know. I might just talk about some of the encounters, see if I can pull up like the notepad documentation and run through it. I'll probably be looking at the fancy sheet on my own side, um, but I guess I should ask about it before I show it on screen again. So I'm going to do that. So I am going to do that. Yeah, on top of that, sorry, I'm just looking through some of the documentation here. I am seeing that like there is a combination of one of the other things that I was a little worried about doing a game that's not as well documented online is there's just a lot of things I don't know because I'm not part of the community for these games. And one of the things that I don't know is how like what qualifies for an encounter. So like I'm seeing that Route 201 is listed, both your starter is listed, and like the first couple of Pokemon. Now, a Nuzlocke is kind of a made-up rule set. You can do whatever you want with it, but I kind of would like to do it the quote-unquote correct way. So we'll see if that happens. I might read through. Let's see. Let's see. I think they do count as the same area. Because I am reading that if these areas touch, they count as the same area. So I'm gonna assume that we can't get a Pokemon on Route 201. And I think we're gonna roll with that. Also, I did see. Actually, it's not actually important. I did see a clip from Peach basically saying that like he doesn't run with like he basically bans things that are unfun. Um, so I'm gonna be trying to do the same. Like for example, I'm not gonna be playing with shiny claws. If we get a shiny Pokemon, I'm just gonna box it just because like I don't want a good strategy to be grinding for shiny or anything like that. So we are not gonna do shinies. I don't think. I mean, I reserve the right to change my mind as time goes on. Ha ha ha. But yeah, I think we're just gonna roll into it. Um, Sheesh, I talked for a long time. We might only play for like 15 minutes. But you know what? We're gonna play long enough to get our starter and see what this game is about. I should turn on the volume for this, shouldn't I? Oh yeah, and shoutouts to Dryano, who's the maker of this hack. I know very little about him, as I know very little about what I'm doing. But apparently he's a really big name, and he seems. I saw a clip of him in the Type Null run. He seems like a very chill guy. So yeah. Um. Wow. So jumping into Pokemon here. I do have a speed up. I'm gonna try to like read this, but I don't think I'm gonna read this out loud for the start. Because let's see, do I need? I don't know. Let's look at some. I also some of my Game Boy buttons. I'm not sure exactly how they work, so we're gonna be patient with that if that's okay. Okay, this is the very regular DS stuff. Okay. Wow, it's an Eevee! I also think, unlike Silksong, or maybe even like Silksong going forward, I'm gonna maybe not narrate as much. I feel like I want to just because like that's what streamers do, and I wanted to try my hand at doing streaming stuff. But I am never planning on this being like an official channel that like a lot of people watch. Like if you stumbled onto this, that's awesome. But like, I guess really more so, this is just like for me to have fun with. And I don't know, if I'm having fun with it and more people are watching it and I want to do more about it, I will. But I don't know, like, I'm not going to pressure myself to be entertaining the whole time as much, I think. And I'm still going to try to be entertaining. I'm still going to try to talk. I don't like the sound of my own voice, but I do like to talk. I know, crazy. So I'm going to try. I'm going to try being a chatty lad. So yeah. But it's not going to be as consistently entertaining. Like, and there's other things too that I was thinking about improving that I might improve, but it might be a while. Like, the camera quality is obviously not great, and my mic is, you know, fine, I guess. But it's certainly not like a streamer mic. And I think those things are going to stay the same for a while. So, good luck with that. Hopefully this is still watchable and enjoyable. I have a feeling I will enjoy it, and I hope you can do the same. Let's see. So I don't know if any of the dialogue is actually going to be changed. I don't think that's going to... I don't think a lot of it's going to be different, though. Oh, hold on. Is there a website that I can do? Wait a second. Oh, shoot. I did not turn it. Okay. Sorry, I'm still learning how I'm trying to do things. I realized I did not actually disable the internet one. I just had my internet tab minimized, and so it didn't, I don't know, it didn't show up on the OBS. Okay. Let's see. Here's the pace spin. Am I streaming the pace spin? I am. I only have 2 monitors here, so I gotta juggle the game on one, and then both the docks and the OBS stream on the other. Okay, so there's a lot of cool stuff here. Action replay codes. I don't know if this has like an infinite rare candy, because if it does, gauge animation cut. I don't think I care about those. Other stuff going on. Pokemon changes, move changes, trainer Pokemon. This is really what I want to look at. Okay, so this is the same thing as the notepad file that I have that came with the game. Notably, I'm not really sure how to properly organize and read this, to be frank. There's a lot of pieces of this that I don't quite understand. Like, it seems like it's vaguely in the correct, like, level / encounter order, but also there's things like Pokemon Trainer Steven, level 88 right at the beginning. Like, that doesn't feel right. Uh, so I don't know. I'm doing my best to make heads or tails of this, but I might just be a little silly. I might just be a very smooth-brained individual. So be patient with me. I'm sure that it makes perfect sense to the people who know what they're doing, but to me, I'm still figuring out. So we'll find it. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. To start with, I know what we need to do first, and that's get our first Pokemon. Now we have 3 options here. I did start with Diamond and Pearl back in the day. Cute. I did start with Diamond and Pearl back in the day. So a little bit of nostalgia here, although I've never really been much of a nostalgic individual. Let's see if do I have to go to Barry's house first? Perhaps. There he is. Okay, I think this is pretty much unchanged. There's the Pokemon I know and love. Forced to backtrack and talk to a bunch of people. Hey, it's Palmer, right? Okay. I feel like I remember that guy from like the battle frontier at the end or something. I have not played this game in a long time though, so I don't really know what I'm doing. So I might go the wrong way at times. So again, be patient with me. Starters. I was gonna talk about starters. He's gonna try to dash into the grass, and then we stopped, and then we're gonna get a starter. And what starter is it gonna be, right? Well, I know that this game is really well designed, so I'm sure all the starters have like at least a fair amount of viability. My thought process is that one of the hardest parts of Nuzlocking, at least as it looks to me, is switching. Or at least that's the thing that I'm most concerned about. And so I feel like when I think about it from that angle, like, to me, the starter that feels like it kind of mitigates that the most is going to be Turtwig, eventually Torterra. I think doing Piplup would be cool. Doing Chimchar feels like the high risk, high reward play, and as someone who's not good at this game, that feels like a bad choice. So I do think I want to go with Turtwig here. I could do Piplup for the fun of it, but I think we're gonna go with Turtwig here. Now I don't actually know if hold on. Sorry. Sure, we'll go ahead and battle him. Now here's the thing. I don't know if this game has hard incorporated level caps as well, or if I need to be considering and playing around with like XP management. I really hope that I don't have to play around with XP management, because I'm gonna be so real. I really don't want to do that. Dude, do I lose this? Okay, I don't. I do know that Nuzlocke doesn't really start until you get Pokeballs, if I recall. And if that's not how it officially works, that's how I'm gonna roll it, because I do not want to be dying on a fight before I have the ability to do any work. Because I'm not interested in like. I don't know. I'm not interested in doing the challenge pure to say that I can do it. I'm interested because a lot of the planning around it seems interesting. So if I don't get to that part yet, I don't want to be thinking about the challenge. Okay, so we're going to the lake. Sure. Okay, my Opera tab is muted. Okay, I'm gonna look at some of this documentation again. That was beautifully made. If I go to, luckily they do have like splits for each section. So the Rourke split, it looks like the level cap is 16. Oh wait, actually, sorry, this one might have the extra Pokemon with the extra like stat totals and moves. Which that is really nice. So let's see. Fight scene spray, mandatory optional. I'm just trying to figure out what is going on with this documentation. It's very good, but also, again, smooth brain, and it is late as well. Let's see. They have... Okay, so I chose Turtwig, so I'm gonna fight Piplup for Dawn next, it looks like. They're gonna be a level 9. Whee! Apparently that might be my next fight, though. Or my next, yellow fight? Maybe because it's a rival? Or like a named character? The green ones are the regular fights. No, because there's blue. No, those are the gym fights. Okay, I think I'm starting to get this. Sorry, I feel bad you can't see what I'm looking at, but it's because I wasn't excuse me, I wasn't sure if I could really show this. And I do, even though I don't expect anyone to watch this, I do like kind of want to honor that. I'm like tempted not to though, which I don't know, it's kind of asshole, kind of jerk of me, but okay. I see part of it is I don't actually know who we're fighting next. On Route 202, it seems to be where we're going next, and it's gonna have a Bubble and Pound Piplup for the looks of it. Look, there's Cyrus, he's being booty. We go past. And then we see a legendary Pokemon, Azof. And he's really excited. And then we don't have any Pokeballs. Okay, and then we get to go Pokemon. Okay. Sure. I appreciate that I already move at a decent pace. So I also can't catch Pokemon yet, so... do this. Oh, look, it's a Nidoran. So I guess... wait, isn't that, like, actually terrifying? That, like, it's both super effective and could poison me? I might actually run there from the wild Pokemon. Regular people here. Show me Starly. That's fine. We probably do need to grind some levels. I have not actually checked our bag, but I assume we don't have different games in this game. I also, again, because my Nuzlocke, I can do whatever I want with it. I'm probably gonna experiment with like seeing if Pokemon gain XP at 16. Okay. Now there's some, even like right here, this is a place where it's like, I'm tempted to be like, oh, let me go look at the stats and see if I die to a crit. But like realistically, like I can't do that for every fight, including wild Pokemon. I want to do that for every fight, and that's why I kind of want to do something like Type Null and Run It Mud. But realistically, like that's overkill at least for wild Pokemon in this game, I'm sure. Alright, we're just gonna click through some dialogue. Okay, so we're still like doing the whole story and everything. I do have to nickname him. We'll nickname him, I don't know, what's a big landmass? It's like a continental. I'm really bad at coming up with nicknames. We're gonna name him Continental. Happy enough with it. Alright. Alright, and then I think she has to show me how to use Pokeballs first, and I still don't have any as a result. I got some repels, which is going to be really nice. And so I think we did say that that previous route 202 question mark is not an encounter route, because that's where we got the starter. Oh, and it looks like I have the excuse me. It looks like I have the running shoes now. Ooh. Let me actually make sure that I have my OBS so I'm always in frame. Okay, he made Pokeballs, like, literally free, based. That's awesome. I can't use anything during battle anyways, either, so we're just gonna run through all those. I guess I will get some for between battles. And then ideally, I'd get some extra repels as well, but you know, even without them, we'll figure it out. Okay, and then she's gonna show me how to catch a Pokemon. Wait, what did I need to do? She would tell your family that you're helping them. Okay. Oh, well, now I have Pokeballs, so now I guess the Nuzlocke is starting for real, even though I can't catch a Pokemon on this route. But that's okay, I don't need to catch a Pokemon, I just need to train my Turtwig, obviously. One of the other things that I did also like about the newer games is that, like, they give you a lot of, it looks like they give you a lot of encounters really fast, and then they also have a lot of different Pokemon in the encounter table, which is another thing that I feel like I really value when I play this game, because I know I'm going to die a lot, right? And at least looking over the encounter table for this game, it feels like in the first couple routes there's only like a small handful of Pokemon. I'm gonna take a peek at it real quick, but I think it's like you have like 5 or 6 at each place. So like okay, so we were Route 201 right now. It looks like we'll maybe get an Eevee from the mom here. But like, okay, so we can't get a Route 201 Pokemon, we said. But if we could, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Pokemon in the grass. An 8th with the Pokeradar. And really, that's just it. There's technically another one for an event, but it's post game. It sounds like post Celestic Town, which I don't remember which one that is. So there's like 8 Pokemon, which, you know, it's not bad. And then a chunk of them carry over to the like Verity encounter. If we go to 202, well, actually, maybe this is better than it looks, because Route 202 also has about 8 Pokemon, but they are like different 8 Pokemon. So I don't know. This might provide some more variety than I expect. I think. Well, I was also gonna say it mostly sounds to me because they're like heavily skewed towards normal Pokemon, and that's true, but maybe not as much as I originally expected. I don't know. I think part of it is just like I remember playing. Oh, yeah, so she did give me the Eevee. It sounds like. Alright. Well, I will grab the Eevee here. And we're just gonna name him Bree. Alrighty. Perfect. Okay, so we have 2 encounters now, and those are always going to be the same encounters. Now we do have a Lake Verity encounter to start out with. Let me check our guide here. So here's the other option, right? We could wait to get Surf and get like a Surskit or Masquerain, but I think I would like to just go ahead and start hitting some Pokemon. We have a couple options here. We've got a Starly, Bidoof, Surskit, Azurill, Psyduck, Wingull, and then a why not? I think it looks like there's also some percentage skews as well. So we're most likely going to get a Starly here. I think I'm going to try to do the Pokeradar. just to try see how this mechanic works. This is gonna apparently help us get potentially a why not, which I don't know if that's like actually even good, but oh, why can't I use it right now? I have to be in the. I guess I have to be in the grass. But we'll get started anyways. That's okay. Here's the other interesting thing about Pokemon, and one of the things that catching Pokemon in Nuzlocke, very frustrating to me. I don't love the potential of like killing a Pokemon every single time trying to get an encounter. I think for now I'm just gonna suck it up and deal with it. I've tried to play before, and like when I messed around for the first few hours of a couple other Nuzlocke to be like, oh, if I fail to catch a Pokemon, I can just roll until I get that Pokemon again and then catch it. Or be like, oh, Nuzlocke rules don't count when I'm catching Pokemon. Or stuff like that. I might do that here, but I think I'm going to start by saying I probably won't. We'll see. You'll probably soon realize, though, that I am not treating my rules as necessarily hard and fast. Like, we'll do what's fun. Here's the other thing about the rules that I gotta figure out is leveling up Pokemon and grinding, because I don't want to do it. It doesn't look like I had rare candies. I might check again, but I hope I am mistaken. I've heard that it's also, even just beyond me wanting to do it for myself, I heard it's also just like common practice, which is awesome, because it should be. Also, I could have died to a Bidoof if I got another crit off, so I'm glad it didn't. Okay. See, here's the thing, I would love to start another, like, lead with another Pokemon, and then be able to switch. And I guess I can't because I have a potion. But I was gonna say, like, but I can't because it's like too risky to switch. Yeah, we'll do our start late. Here's the other thing that's annoying about grinding in these types of games, right? I have two options now as a trainer. And this is why, like, I do kind of want to try out some of the, like, type mill and run and stuff because it takes this into account. My level cap is currently 16, right? The best thing for me to do is to level up all my Pokemon to 16 right now. And like, but that's like a little lame, right? Like to spend all this time just like grinding immediately out the gate. Like, I don't want to do that. So, I don't know. Like, I haven't really figured out how to approach that. I'm not capable of taking things only like halfway serious. I feel like I have to take them either very serious or not serious at all. And see, now already, because I had one wild trainer fight, I feel like I'm already in a bad spot. Because I'm going to switch out into an attack that could crit and then be painful. But it did. Okay. Sorry, I'm already complaining. I need to like not do that. Wow, my Nintendo DS is going through some frame rate issues here and there. Okay. Got a Route 202 encounter coming up. It sounds like we also have like a Dawn trainer fight coming up. I don't know when that is, and so I don't know if I should like already start training my Pokemon. I imagine it's gonna give me some time, and if it doesn't, you know, I believe in my Turbrig's ability to fight Piplup. Surely, right? Well, shit. I really did not think it was going to come this early. Alright, it's level 9, it's got Pound, it has a stab move, Bubble, I think, though. Clearly we have Absorb, so we win, obviously, you know? Okay, I feel good about getting the attack drops. I feel like we can do this. How much does Pound do? Only 4. If it crit, it would do like 12-ish then. because it's gonna ignore the defense boost. That feels okay. How much does my absorb does not do a ton. I'm a little worried it will crit me here, right? Like, especially because we're gonna go do a lot of back and forth. I might have to try to speed this battle up. That feels good. Okay, that did not crit. Good, good, good. It did a lot more damage than I was expecting, though. But it looks like we were okay. And notably, Eevee did not gain experience, so there's no kind of... Oh, did she just give me 30? That's crazy. Okay. Not too bad. Already, us choosing Turtwig coming in clutch because it was easier to switch in there with the defensive Pokemon. Alright. Well, trying to put my thoughts in order about that. Already, we were kind of punished for not grinding, and I don't know. I hate that. Okay. We don't have rare candies, so yeah, I don't know what section they would be in, but we do not. Shoot, that was a mistake. Alright, my buttons are like kind of backwards from what they would expect. Really should just change them, but we have Repel on, I guess. So, oh, we still get one anyways. Rattata, sure. That's kind of annoying. I was hoping to not get just like another normal type. But whatever. See, here, it's another one of those things of like, I can either stay in and risk a crit, or I can switch to my Pokemon in the back. Like, oh. Dude, wild Pokemon should not be making me sweat. I strictly believe that. I should only be sweating if I can see the moveset. I only want to be caught off guard if I'm like unprepared, not caught off guard because I got jump scared. I don't know. Look at my incredibly creative name for this, by the way. Wish you had this kind of creative prowess. Seriously though, how do I train these guys? Like, do I truly just start getting my Turtwig to level 16? I guess if I do that, if there is XP management, I could be in trouble, right? I feel like Stab, Razor Leaf is probably just as good as Tackle. This is a 60 power, right? So with Stab, it goes up to 90, and then it's half to 45. And that's higher than 40. Yeah, that sounds right. No one even leveled up there, and now I feel like I gotta go heal so that my Pokemon don't die. Maybe I will just switch over to Type Null. Like, this kind of sucks. No shame to the maker of this game or anyone who loves this game though. Like, this game stinks because I do not like RPGs. I like strategy games, and I want to play this like a strategy game, but it is an RPG. Okay. Let's see if we can at least get our Pokemon to level up a little bit before we start doing some actual like fights. Because I'm sure that is the next trainer. Speaking of, I'm going to pull up their stats real quick. Again, a huge thanks to whoever made this. Yeah, so they have 2 level 7 Pokemon. A Sentra and a Bidoof. Both normal. Let's see. One of them does have quick attacks, and then it does have Fury Swipes. If I remember, that's one of the moves that can hit up to 5 times. I have to watch out for that, because theoretically, if I get unlucky, that could be a really high BP early game. Okay, we're chilling, we're chilling. And now I gotta go heal again! Or I guess, like, train a different Pokemon for a second. This is why I can't stand grinding in these types of games. Like, you just go back and forth and waste so much time not actually playing the game. Holy crap, what is with my Pokemon critting? Eventually, like, I'm gonna play this game long enough that the tables are gonna turn on me. That's gonna be the AI critting me over and over again. Already I'm like, man, I gotta switch. And I think I do. Like I think that's real. I don't wanna be, especially while grinding, like I'm gonna be in that situation so many times. I truly cannot just like constantly risk getting crit and getting killed against a wild Pokemon. Like that would be insane. And he only gets half the XP. Oh. Oh. There's gotta be a better way. Well, and here's the other part of it too. Like, I guess similar to Steel Song, or Silk Song, I'm like a little worried about chatting during the hard parts, and unfortunately, every part of this could be a hard part. Like, I can get, if I'm not paying attention, I can get like crit out of nowhere and just like die. That would be terrible. Ideally, for this section, especially given that my next opponent's going to have level 7s, I feel like level 7 is a good level to get my Pokemon at. Ideally 8. I would love to stay a little bit ahead of the curve if I could. I mean, there's no reason not to, other than the value of my own time. So, perhaps I will value my own time. Right, like, you know, if you crit me, I'm gonna change Pokemon. I'm not gonna risk it. Oh, I should check also if this is the version where I can check my own Pokemon's IVs. Are those the IVs, or are those just like their full stats because they're low level? I think that might just be their full stats. You can see their nature though. No. Honestly, the more I'm playing this game, the more I'm like, maybe I will jump over to some of the more hardcore ones. And what's the worst that can happen? I make it my ultimate goal to reach the first gym and then die a bunch. Like, even I feel like even if that happened, that wouldn't be so bad. I don't know, maybe we'll try that. I want to keep going for this for a little bit though. I'll be thinking about it. There's no reason we can't go ahead and swap over pretty early on, but obviously I'd have to set the other one up, so we're not going to do it quite yet. I do want to get past the... I can't believe I'm talking about dropping the game and I haven't even gotten past like the first regular trainer. Goodness sakes, I was not expecting to complain this much, but one thing that like I haven't chatted about on this channel because you know I've only played Silksong. Like if you have not noticed, I have a visceral hatred for any form of grinding, for doing exactly what I'm doing right now. Like a visceral, I would say unnatural hatred. And I recognize that it's unnatural and perhaps unwarranted, but it does not stop the hate that I feel from it. So you'll have to forgive me if I complain during this part. As soon as I am stopping grinding, it will go away, I promise. Like, is this fun? Like, is this fun for you guys? Is this fun for me? Is this fun for future me watching? Like, I'm literally just sitting here, like, running around the grass, hitting the same attack button over and over again. Like, this is insane! How do people do this? How have I done this so many times over the course of playing so many Pokemon games? I mean, I guess the answer is in the regular game, you kind of don't grind. You just, like, walk through and eventually kill people. But, oof. Oh my gosh, that was 2 crits and a flinch. Well, and 2 flinches, really. Sorry, what is this, sand attack? I don't know what sand attack. I never want to be relying on accuracy moves. I have, I play a little bit of XCOM, and so I have, like, XCOM luck aversion. So, if that number ain't 0, it's gonna happen. There's a Growlithe sprout? Actually, it took me a second to register that, but that's sick. That'd be a really cool encounter. Hate that. I guess it's... Hate that! Okay, well see, now do I stay in? Like, if he attacks me, I could die. Especially if he crits. But I don't think I have a better Pokemon to go into. Okay. Well. It does also mean that he reset my progress potentially, like, for a couple seconds, but still annoys me. I should have OBS open on my other monitor so that so I can see if I look terrible or if I go out of frame for a little bit. Oh, I have to do another one. I'm so close to being able to fight the first trainer. See, that puts me in range of death, of crit death. I have to play around the crit. See, you would have crit, I would have died. Probably. Oh well. Alright. Let's beat our first Pokemon trainer. And as we do, though, I don't think we need to do this for every trainer. Sorry, wrong button. Get there, and then I can just run away. Burmy might be free XP, though. Might be free XP. Okay, it's not quite free XP. Okay, but it was like pretty close to free XP. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. This is gonna be a little silly. We're gonna save. And then I'm actually gonna put this in the calc. I probably don't need to put this in the calc. It's probably overkill, but it is saving a lot of data. As expected. Oh, I guess so. Okay, let me see if I have... Sorry, I'm looking for where the save file would be on my Nintendo DS. ESV is probably it. Okay, and we'll turn back on this thing. Okay, so here's the calculator. Read SAV. I don't actually know how to do this. I wanted to give it my box. Oh, that's right. There is like a Nuzlocke specific Desmume that I could use. I have not actually used that yet. I should work on that for next time, actually. But I'm not doing that yet, so we're gonna pretend that I'm not doing that yet. I'm gonna see if I can figure this out in like 3 seconds here. Okay, we're gonna, let me see if it'll read. It does say read.save and not read.dsv. And so I don't know if this is going to work. I'm also realizing I'm not sharing it yet. I don't think it did work, unfortunately. Dang. Dang! Alright, here's what we're gonna do. I'm realizing that I can't actually use a calculator. I've been moaning about how I want to have rare candies. I wasn't sure if I wanted to do this game. I wanted to do type no anyways and then just chicken out of it. And it turns out if I use a different version of, if I were theoretically to use a version of this emulator, not that I'm using an emulator currently, but if I were, I probably want to use the other emulator anyways, in which case my understanding is it's going to take out my current save file. So I think with that in mind, I'm going to fight this person so that we get a little bit of finishing closure here. And then I think I'm just going to go work on getting the other emulator. Which, you know, I won't use for next time, of course. But, like, theoretically, if I did, I could use the calcs. And then maybe we do try a little bit of type null. And then maybe I come back to this. If I enjoy it, but I'm like, wow, this is too hard, I can come back. It doesn't hurt to try things. So we're gonna get a satisfying conclusion here. I didn't get to run my calcs to see if I'll survive this, but we can at least run this and have some fun with it. Let's see if we can do our first battle deathless. Okay, taking him out 4. Man, I'm critting like crazy. I'm gonna go. Wow, if I had gotten crit, I could have died there. Oh my gosh, I'm in switch mode too? Yeah, okay. I mean, I probably just have to change the settings, right? I guess I also could have just said no. Don't switch. But yeah, I think I am a whiny baby who needs his modern conveniences. So I think I'm gonna get the game that has the modern conveniences. I'm sure this game's amazing. Perhaps I will come back to it. But I think for now, I'm gonna plan on trying to play a little bit of Type Null. Or Run and Bun might be easier than Type Null actually at this point, but I don't think it is. I don't know. I'll probably try some Type Null for fun. Anyways, I think that's how I'm gonna do for now, though. But thanks for joining me. Sorry I complained a little bit. And hopefully next time I get this going, it'll be still super fun. And yeah, bye bye.